Alright guys, here I talk about the Umbrella Academy, Season 1, Episode 8. Some shit happens in this episode.
Shit happens in this episode.
My
Let me
God.
tell you. Where do you want to go with this? There's
we could start anywhere and it'll be interesting. Where do you want to jump off on this? Because I know what's in my head. I'm just going to go with it. So what? Just to start.
Hazel and the waiter.
To start off at the end.
Yeah, right?
So
that's the logical thing to do.
I have one question about this ending.
Great.
And I wasn't sure because of how it was filmed.
Yes.
If she used her power to slice her neck or the bow.
I rewound this.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah.
And what did you learn?
It's not well. Okay, so like my biggest issue was in the scenes directly prior to that, she's not holding the bow.
Well, and she
me.
places both of them on the chair. They fall off. When she comes back in the room, they're back on.
Yeah. So this was kind of a mess to begin with. So to me, it looked like she was doing like a sonic wave thing just with the bow. That's what it looked like to me.
A middle ground. Yeah, you're one of those.
What?
You're riding the fence. Choose a side, bitch.
She obviously swipes with the bow, but I thought that
But the sound is what cuts her?
that like there's this like whoosh, like thing that happens, right? But I love so I was sitting here literally like I hope we don't bring up the logistics of the death though. And like it's gonna be awkward because I have no idea whether or not it was just the bow or whether it was powers.
It was my first thought. I was like like it happened. I was like, holy shit. I wonder if that was the bow or powers. Was like my first thought. I may have said it out loud.
I literally wrote in my notes. Some like right like question mark like in parentheses.
I don't know enough about a bow.
Yeah.
To know, like, I'm like, well, you kill people with piano wire. I'm like, well, what kind of wire is on that string? I'm like, could you do that? Your neck's pretty soft. Maybe she swung it pretty hard.
So I own a violin that I'm not able to really play.
Should I hit you in the neck with it, or?
I don't think. Well, it depends on what end. I was thinking of like one end of the bow has a like nut that you tighten to like change the tension of
I was picturing
the
rope
hair.
caught the neck.
Okay. That doesn't make sense either, because the bow is kind of like a fluorescent light with like things, and then like the string is like a tube.
So like I pictured
the
it
model.
is that she caught with the center and then like pulled away.
It shouldn't even do that. Like it's
like
kind
a
of
cheese cutter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with powers. Is gonna be that's my bet.
We'll never know. I guarantee they're not gonna.
They're not gonna address that.
This was a razor sharp string.
Yeah, but they
looks like some sort of a sonic attack.
Yeah. Because even then, because I don't know, right? Is that even consistent with the powers?
Maybe Klaus will bring her back and she'll be like, she fucking killed me with the bow or violin. And I'm like, ah.
Well, I think that's what she would say regardless of whether it was assisted by the power or not or whatever. Yeah. No, I'm super interested. So like the only thing that will retroactively make this clear to me is if in like the finale
blood on the violin
she's like
string,
she's like playing the violin and then like it's doing stuff or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Like, yeah, if we ever see her send a cut like a Pokemon
or something, yes,
like then we'll
like
know,
that.
yeah.
Then it'll be conclusive. At this point, though, like I don't want to harp on that because it obviously doesn't matter that much.
Well,
really.
Yes, being that they do have a time travel case and a character that can actually time travel, her death doesn't necessarily even matter.
Oh no, I just meant that it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Whether the
totally inconsequential.
Way
it was just the first thought I had
Me too.
when watching it.
I wrote like there was some sonic boom wave stuff. Right?
That might have been the only note I wrote down because I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that.
Yeah.
But not but her death in general. Like, what do you think she's dead, or do you think they're gonna bring her back?
So here are my exact notes. She is suddenly holding her bow, slashes with it, and slits Allison throat. Parentheses. There's some sonic boom stuff, right? And then I wrote Allison dies, right? Same thing. Because when she comes in, her eyes flutter like a little.
Yeah, because she was still bleeding out.
Yeah,
they got there very.
Right,
very close proximity.
When like Luther picks up her head, so I assume that she's dead because no one's calling the cops or no one's doing anything. So, but she didn't look quite dead at the moment that they rushed in. So I don't know, but part of me, maybe not on this show, but on like a worse show, I could see this opening up with her in the hospital with like gauze on her neck or whatever.
Like The Walking Dead would do, or something.
Let's not call people out. But like that's the kind of thing where you like she looks dead. There's a lot of blood. She looks very dead.
No, she
but just something about it. It was not 100% conclusive. Or whatever. But let's assume she's dead.
Okay.
That's big. We get a lot of retroactive stuff. We've said for a long time, or I've said definitely, her power's overpowered. She could just solve everything immediately, or like whatever. And I guess she won't use it because of some emotions or something like that. But
yeah, she was going to use it though.
She was driven to that point, and we got this awesome flashback of her using it, of her husband that has no speaking lines, like scowling at her and walking off. We saw, we heard like an audio montage
in the car. Yeah, that
was so great.
Like cutting. Like,
that was amazing.
You're like, oh god, I can see why you don't use this power anymore. Honestly,
yeah.
you're like,
I heard a rumor that I made the soccer team, that you want to be my friend, that you like broccoli, that you stopped crying, that I got it in one take, that I'm perfect for this role, that you love me, right? I fucking like paused it and wrote them all down because I'm like, this is amazing.
I don't get why you would do the I got it in one take one, because
logistically, yeah,
that one's only gonna hurt you. I could see the like you wanting another take and then saying, oh, we got it, and you going, I heard a rumor we're gonna do another take.
Right. I think
we're gonna redo my hair. We're gonna do whatever, make it to be vain and to make it perfect. To get out of working more and to make a worse product is strange.
I think it's because she was frustrated and was tired of doing takes or whatever. And like I almost liked that. I had the same thought, and I almost liked that, where it's like she got in, like a junkie. She like got into leaning on this for all these different things, and it kind of like destroyed her life and everything she cares about. So when she's crying there, being like, "Don't make me do this," and Vonnie's like, just get out, and like screaming, like everything's like moving in the wind and stuff, and she finally has to do it.
That was
awesome.
Terrifying position
I was like,
to be
damn,
in, though.
yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, guys. It's good times. It was awesome.
But yeah, you can see how you would totally make that a crutch of using it constantly.
Oh yeah.
My God, it's a fucking like having a genie.
Yeah.
You know, it has a little more limitations than a genie, but almost to the same effect. With a few, I heard rumors, you could pretty much do anything. And
she did. She became a famous actress and like rich and all that stuff, but is not happy, right? That's the whole like moral here. Is that
she also has the bonus of being like an attractive lady.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more like if you would have cast this character as a more average or even ugly character, it would have made all of this that much more impressive.
Right. Sure. It wouldn't have fit in as easily.
I also wonder if in the comics of them, if her power is stated, like as it is.
Oh, interesting.
Because you'd think at some point someone hears her say that, and you'd be like, oh wow, wait a minute, I can't have her around me because this is terrifying.
Yeah. No, and like, you even wonder. So we see a lot of flashbacks of like young Vanya, right? So you even wonder like all Allison would have had to have done to her own father would have been to have said, I heard a rumor, blah, 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 and gotten out of whatever she wanted and done whatever she wanted. So it's interesting that he was able to exert that much control over all of them except for Vanya, right? It's kind of a cool little like thing there or whatever.
Well, I think it's not even that he couldn't control Vanya, it's that Vanya couldn't control her own power.
Exactly. Well, he was like, this insolence will not be tolerated. Like he was fucking being like, you gotta do the thing. That was the whole, so like, it was not clear to me whether Vanya was remembering those things, because for one of the flashbacks she catches her face, she starts panicking. Leonard, like where we know, because he's not home because he's killing the third surviving redneck, right? But she's like, Leonard, and like runs through the cabin, and she catches herself in the mirror, and then we cut to the flashback of her getting locked in like the Purple Man cell from Jessica Jones or whatever in the basement. So I was like, is she actually remembering that though? Because like as it's building up, I'm like, this bitch got rumored when she was younger. She doesn't remember any of this stuff. And then the structure of it sort of confused me or whatever there.
Yeah.
But along the way, we get all these great flashbacks of Vanya having powers, using her powers. Then the pills get introduced, like she gets isolated. Then we introduce the pills. Then we wipe her memory, and then we like let her back out as like she's nothing or whatever. I'm curious though how none of the other kids knew that she ever had powers. Like, did the father isolate them until he had like run all of his tests?
Might just forget
maybe?
They were very young.
They were very young, but it's still
like how many memories do you have from when you're 4?
I mean, I remembered having a little sister, though, so if she had, like, superpowers, I'd be like, I had a little sister with superpowers, though, or something. I know, but it's tough. Yes.
It might be something you remember now because, like, everyone you know doesn't have superpowers, so it would stand out, but if everyone did, it might not be the same way.
And you could picture something where, like, Luther was like, wasn't she breaking glasses? And then, Mom Bot's like, oh, no, that's ridiculous. Or something, like once, and then it's just gone, right? You're like a little kid.
Well, and all their training may have been separated, too.
Exactly, yeah. It seemed like it, right? Because Vanya was alone, and he was like, this is your training. And Klaus gets locked in the mausoleum alone, right? They're doing their thing.
I wonder, though, if all of them were trained alone, or just the ones where it's like, okay, the only way to train you, because, like, Vanya is just just an unpredictable power, and Klaus needs to be by some dead people. Like, I don't know that Luther couldn't have been training with Diego, you know?
Right. They
like,
were because
they have almost complementary powers.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is their training? Doing push-ups, throwing things. It's great.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. Yeah. So this was a whole like window into their past and all that stuff. It is interesting because you made a point earlier that I want to jump off of, right, with the time travel stuff, right?
Sure.
Because this now and I think episodes 6 and 7 or whatever might have been to like teach us as audience members how the timeline can change and all that stuff by like different events. Because now this is one of the first things that literally contradicts what Five saw when he first got to the apocalypse, right?
Yes.
Because Allison was I hope, unless I'm misremembering it, she was in the rubble dead at the mansion there, and now she's died somewhere else.
Now I don't know if that was a planted memory.
I got you, boy.
Well, maybe she wasn't there, but yes, but either, yeah.
I thought it was Luther, Diego, Klaus, and Allison, because Five had time traveled.
Yes.
And Vanya wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right. Because she causes the apocalypse, I guess.
Presumably.
Who knows?
Yeah, no.
I still don't know if she causes the apocalypse, honestly. We're getting like a weird point. It would be really weird if it was not her powers going crazy that caused the apocalypse, because we haven't introduced
I'm getting a serious
anything else.
like Dark Willow vibe. Like I think that's what's going to happen.
Dark Willow or Dark Phoenix?
Dark Willow.
Okay. What did Dark Willow do to destroy the world? I did not see this episode.
Yeah. Her eyes turn black. Her hair turns black. She gets very pale and veiny. And
delicious.
And Xander saves her with like a memory of a crayon, I think it was.
My wife. Perfect.
But yeah, like shit happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I could see her destroying the world, like when she finally does realize that he's not who he said. Like, everyone's been lying to me. No one can.
Yeah. She'll have a whole breakdown, all that stuff. Yeah. That's interesting, right? Because the father tried to suppress this for so long, and then whatever. This dovetails into the other point. Kind of what gets so. Klaus has to like deliver the news. I conjured Dad, and like he told me these things, and Ben's there like, this is a horrible idea. Don't do this, Klaus. You're ridiculous. Whatever. and yeah, Luther storms off and goes to the bar for some hair of the dog, and Five like bamfs out of there and is like, I need to think. I can't handle this news or whatever. But that's what kind of gets Five to suit up and like get back out there, because he's like, wait, how'd the old man know that the world was ending? I'm from the future. That's how I knew. This is, something's going on here. And Klaus is like putting on. She was like, okay, great, awesome. Let's go. And Diego runs in. His cop friend like slipped him the key. This awesome scene where he's like, I know you'll do the right thing, brother. And he's like, thanks. And there's a whole
that key. I'm like, wow, did they really use those? Like that was the oldest looking fucking key.
Yes, right, like a real. Now it's
and
like
it's either like 100%. Yeah, they use those, or like no, idiot. They use like swipe cards. Like
right, it's all controlled from like a booth and nothing happens.
Yeah,
it was all for that moment where like they shake hands and like they play the little jingle sound effect, and I was like, that's awesome. You're pretty good. I like that. And then they go get Luther because Allison's in danger. He's like, what? And he's all like,
why didn't you lead with that?
He's all tipsy and like breaks the door and all.
Well,
that stuff.
let's real quick to pan back to the.
Okay.
I think what is the opening scene with
I
him
glazed
waking
over
up.
something. Yeah.
His face when he wakes up and realizes there's a girl in the bed with him.
Yeah.
Is like
he's wonderful.
It's like Tom Hanks in Big.
He's
You're
wonderful.
Like, oh,
yep.
Because he's so immature.
And then Klaus is like, oh, was this your first time?
Yeah.
And he has like the most obnoxious bell, and he's like taunting him about his virginity and all that stuff. And then he's this giant hairy man in a towel, just like, shut up, no. It's a great little little thing happening.
Wonderful.
It's wonderful is what it is. And the Raver girl like waving, like, hi. He's like, hey.
Yeah.
Who's your friend? Like all this stuff. He's great. The whole thing was
I like
great.
half picture Klaus to like get in bed and be like, so tell me about you.
Hi.
Like,
He's just, and it pans over. Wow, we had a crazy night last night. Just the whole thing. Yeah, no, it was amazing. And just him knowing how like hungover he is, because he's probably never partied.
Experienced everything.
He's like, yeah, he's never like partied to any degree. And
that was his first drink.
And him like doing the bell more, like wakey, and he's like, God, Klaus, stop it. He's doing the whole thing. Like, it was great. It was a good little, and like that stuff's like very basic. It's fine, but it was like well done, executed here.
Like I understand Luther's break and like his last couple of episodes, like him coming like mental break and like alcohol drugs break.
Yeah.
But it just feels like it's and not that we know this character so well, but a lot of it just felt a little off of where I'm like, I feel like he would still be in this leader mindset and not give up the things so quickly. But I do guess when your world comes collapsing around you, shit can hit the fan. So like, I'm not looking at it too hard, but I remember certain things I was like, that seems out of character. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, we're meant to take it like this is it and all that stuff. And that's why I really like how they, well, I guess this is the same thing. They show you both versions. Like, he would have either run to Allison and then rekindled whatever they had going on back in the day, or without her, he has nothing. And that's what shows in his, like, guess what? I guess I'll just get my buzz on. Like, he doesn't even know how to talk about, like hitting bottom, right? It's so cute.
Well, because you got to think, since he spent his whole life in the house and on the moon, he's never grown up, like, and it doesn't seem like there's a TV. Like,
he makes a comment like, "I never left this mansion. I didn't have friends. I didn't do anything." Right?
He's stunted.
All for him. And what did I get for this? He's like moon packs. It's like like he's so like I like it. It's good times.
No, I like it a lot. My prediction is that Allison is not dead,
right?
Just because I foresee the show going like the distance. It's been at least renewed for one more season,
right?
And I feel like it's just not as good of a show without the full cast. Not that we can't introduce many others, because there's many other babies.
Okay.
Like, it could even be a show where the next season takes place with other people. Like,
right? That'll be even
like,
more
what if the Umbrella Academy has different chapters?
Oh, the U.S. Umbrella. Oh, this is the U.S. Umbrella Academy. The British Umbrella Academy. Well, Umbrellas and like Kingsman.
Yeah,
I was like, and he'll have a cowboy hat and a whip, and then I'm like, well, no, this wasn't. All right, cut the VOD. Yeah, no, I don't. No, I know.
But with the ability to travel back in time,
and
you potentially could save Ben.
So you have Klaus and you have time travel. There's all these angles.
So
for no one
either
to
way,
really die.
no one could, like, as long as you have Klaus, you don't actually have to lose any character.
You don't lose a character, right? But you could lose whatever.
And we have the dad saying in the previous episode, "You've not even begun to tap into your potential." Or
barely scratched the surface.
So maybe he can bring people back from the dead.
I don't, or channel them somehow, or do something like that. What if he can use their powers, like through their possession, Ghost Dad style? Oh, so cut
the phone.
Cut. Yeah. Oh no, cut the feed. No. So like I like what you're getting at too, because I do think we have a potential for this all to be corrected based on Five's original trip, like, not happening or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that we might be in that, like, mode or something or whatever.
Because how many episodes? We have 2 episodes left. Is 10 episodes in the season?
10 total. Yeah.
So we have 2 episodes left.
9 and 10. Damn.
Which are not enough to to really go into Ben's backstory, and you can't. So, like, that's why I'm like, maybe it ends and he's just alive, and you can start off fresh with his story.
Sure.
I don't know. Just a thought.
No, but like, I totally agree with you based on the timing and the fact that there's no like big showdown really, right? There's no like fight. You might have people fighting with Hazel and or Cha-Cha, like
Hazel
unexpectedly.
Is going to come back to help them stop the end of the world. That's just a gimme. And he, like, I don't know about Cha-Cha and what she's
out for blood.
All about. I don't know, because I'm not even sure how that works. If she even did kill him, how would she get extraction without the suitcase?
I don't know.
She can't just kill him.
Yeah. But they've done too much. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, she can't just kill him, and she knows the world ends in 2 days, or maybe less than that at this moment. So she might try to stop the end of the world too, because that's her death.
Because she doesn't want to end. She doesn't want the world to end.
Well, she doesn't want to die. She doesn't care about the world ending.
Okay, fair point.
So you might end up with all of our heroes and our former villains trying to stop this apocalypse.
Yeah, but like
and Cha-Cha then ultimately taking a bullet for Hazel because Hazel has a life to actually live.
I think
Prediction.
I like all that. Let's just fill in. Cha-Cha blows up the donut shop, and she's on the way to the bird sanctuary and all that stuff.
Yes.
Hazel drops off the waitress. She's really not the waitress. She's like the owner-operator of Giddy's Donuts.
Yeah, but a lot of that doesn't track in some of my things where I'm like, she should have a lot more money than she thinks. And she should want to sell this business rather than abandon it.
I don't know. She saved it up or whatever she did. But they were like, we are eloping or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The scene where he drops her off kind of of cut me. She was making faces, and I was like, damn. It was like emotional and stuff.
No,
but,
yeah.
But I'm worried about her because Cha-Cha knows where they were going.
Yes.
And I'm not even sure what Hazel's doing. Is he like going to go back and kill Cha-Cha? Was that what he wanted to do?
I don't think so. I think he was going to go back based on whatever leads he might have from having been in the Time Central Vortex area, and use that to try to stop the apocalypse. That's
and
what
like
my
partner
thought
up with
is.
those crazy super kids. I'm gonna go help them.
Well, I don't know if it'll happen directly,
Yeah.
but I think he'll like walk in at a moment when it is very advantageous to have him.
So what I'm thinking is, right, there's no showdown like that a Diego could necessarily help with, right? So
Most likely not.
we're gonna have that doesn't work either then.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking like Cha-Cha would be like, just shoot the bitch, she's gonna end the world, just shoot her. And then they go, no, you know that's our sister, you can't. And like that's how you get a fight. You get like a rematch from the mansion of like the remaining kids in various states of disarray and bleeding or dead,
so
trying to stop Cha-Cha.
You have Vanya fighting everybody, and you have the suits fighting the superheroes trying to kill Vanya.
Well, yeah, because like
I like that.
Like the superheroes, the Academy wants to convince Vanya to like stop. Right?
Yes, yes.
Leonard is like, go, Vanya, go, kill the world, right? Which isn't, I don't know what he's doing. I'm not sure what's happening with this character anymore. Because I'm like, he's so happy when he walks in. Number one, because he's like, we have something in common now. She also killed someone she loves or whatever, family member. It's great, right? I don't know, but I'm not sure what his end game is.
When exactly
really.
did he become the Penguin? Like,
I don't. Yeah, he comes in like that. He's a creeper or whatever, dude. So I'm not sure what he wants, but he's like, "Go, Vanya, go!" And like Cha-Cha, like you said, and Hazel maybe are just like, "I know how the world ends, and I'm looking at her, and we gotta stop it. I'm sorry, guys, but you try talking to her, we gotta do it our way." And they're like, "No," and that may cause fighting or something like that. But yeah, Hazel and Cha-Cha have their own beef now, right? Where I think Cha-Cha's like, "You screwed everything up. I will not, I'm not gonna forgive you. I already promised to torture your whore to death in my monologue earlier." She's very ugly about all that.
Or things could totally go sideways, but all the while Five is just doing math and like figuring out where he has to go to fix everything.
Yeah. So we may even get like a side thing or something like that. But I am leaning towards this gets resolved in a way that resets something or changes the timeline again in some way.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, and like we don't do some of like this stuff. I'm not sure how or what yet because the show is so wild, but I'm on board.
Yeah. Do you have any other notes, buttons, things?
We can fill in like a little more about like Allison pairs up with that starstruck cop. Some of that was charming to me. I kind of liked those things.
Yeah, the little buddy cop thing, and then he was a big fan of hers. That was kind of nice.
And like it didn't last that long.
Felt like a betrayal though when he found out the truth.
But that's cool because she wouldn't be able to keep that up. She's not a secret agent. She immediately blows it, and he immediately says, "What the hell? Like I could get fired for this. What are you doing?" Like it's very like honest in its thing. We're not doing this weird thing where he's like, "Come on, partner," and doing some dumb like stuff. He was just starstruck and trying to like impress her because whatever, right?
Yeah.
And there you go. It's a nice little thing. So how does this end up? Leonard and Vanya are speeding away to go somewhere, presumably. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
The boys rushed in and found Allison either dead or very close to death. We'll have to resolve something with that.
Leonard and Vanya are speeding off. Probably going back to the city because she has a concert like the next day.
Oh, is she going to play that concert?
I assume she's going to kill the world from that.
I was going to say she's going to keep playing until the whole world starts rippling and all that
That's
stuff, right?
I guess.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, it's not a magic violin, but she has like it's a sonic audio telekinesis or something like that.
It's something mood-based audio enhancement from RCA. I don't know.
Yeah. Audio emotional telekinesis. That's Latin. That's dope. So the boys are gonna go. Like everyone's gonna. Hazel's on his way somewhere. Cha-Cha's on her way somewhere. Then obviously it's all gonna come together.
Yeah, it'll converge to some beautiful thing.
But I like that it's not just gonna be two people punching each other.
Yeah. Mostly because I hate that shit.
What do you mean?
Well, I hate There's two types of bad guy, or two types of like superhero-esque bad guy endings, and there's the one bad guy that just is going like this. As he's like powering up for 6 minutes, you have to stop him.
That's kind of what Bonnie's gonna be.
Then there's the other one where it's just like punch, 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 punch. Eventually, it ends. The best part of like bad guy showdowns are usually like the good guy fighting the bad guy's best fighter, and the bad guy should just like fall over and die. Like,
Yeah, a little bit
it's
of...
never what you want, unless it's like a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah. No, there's like trope names for that on like TV tropes or in like literary things. You have like the big bad, and then they call that the dragon or whatever, and like the good guy would have a lancer or something like that, and they would fight. You'd have things happening or whatever. But yeah, like the showdown, like we are also avoiding like the equal power thing, where like Siler has to fight, like whatever whatever the hell his name was from Heroes, where they're both cherry picking different powers and trying to find the
Michael
best combo.
Petrowski or something.
Peter Petrelli.
That's it.
Peter, I can fly. I can't do anything. No, it's great. Like, and you don't have Iron Man versus like junk Iron Man, or Ant Man versus like yellow Ant Man. This dumb stupid thing or whatever, right? So this is gonna be a lot of like you were the chosen one. I didn't want to have to do this. Stop! No, I can't stop. Oh, that's fucking like that sort of mentality happening, right?
Yeah, and ghosts float, so they have the high ground.
Ghosts float. They have the high ground. Perfect.
Ghosts don't float. It's a myth.
We all float down here. No, I think it's going to be cool because there's a lot of monkey wrenches to throw in like the thing. There's a lot of time travel stuff.
Yeah.
I do think you're absolutely right. Like 5 is going to figure out a way, given all this chaos, to tweak something silly and then fix the problem. If not unwind it, but
I
at
think
the very least
while
do something.
horrible things are happening.
Exactly.
Like you could see
right
the waitress die. You could see the ball. Like all these things are going to be happening, but they won't actually matter.
Yes, and he'll find a way. Hopefully not right at the last minute to undo everything, but just to tweak something in some brilliant way that's going to make you like rewatch the season in like a different way or something like that. I don't know. I have really high hopes now with this show, so I'm thinking it's going to be some good stuff.
So that was this episode, guys. We're enjoying it thoroughly so far. I got 2 episodes left. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.